Thank you for this opportunity to brief you on the humanitarian situation in Gaza.
The Palestinian ambassador to the United Nations, Riyad Mansour, during a UN Security Council meeting urged Israel to pull out from the Rafah crossing as he accused Israel of a deliberate and undeniable use of starvation as a method of war.
At a time where the international community was calling to flood Gaza with humanitarian aid to stop the famine underway and the human suffering resulting from this horrible siege, Israel imposed on our people a drought of humanitarian aid, a deliberate and undeniable use of starvation as a method of war. Israel must pull out from the Rafah crossing, open all crossings, and allow the unimpeded flow of humanitarian aid, and must withdraw its occupation forces from the Gaza Strip. This is happening despite the decisions of every relevant international body on earth and calls by nearly every state in the world. There is only one conclusion to draw from these facts. Israel is deliberately destroying life in Gaza, and it will not be deterred by the rules of international law or positions adopted by states or international bodies.
Similarly, the United States ambassador to the UN, Robert Wood, also called Israel's preparations to meet the needs of displaced people in Rafah as insufficient.
At the same time, we also do not support and will not support an Israeli reoccupation of Gaza. And we have long maintained our objection to any large-scale military operation in Rafah that risks mass civilian harm. The United States has been clear about these positions in private with our Israeli partners, just as we have articulated them publicly time and again. We heard today that the UN estimates roughly 810,000 civilians have been displaced from Rafah in recent days. Many of those people have been displaced multiple times since October 7. It is, therefore, evident, notwithstanding the clear and consistent warnings of the United States and the broader international community, that Israel's preparations to meet the needs for those displaced people are insufficient. Palestinians who are in Rafah or have fled from it now face life-threatening conditions, including the threat of mass contagion from raw sewage.
Wood at the UN Security Council meeting therefore called for the immediate opening of the Rafah crossing.
Israel should take immediate and decisive actions to remedy this situation and ensure the protection of civilians. There must be no delay. Lives depend on it. We are also gravely concerned that the Rafah crossing remains closed and that Kerem Shalom is only sporadically accessible to humanitarians. These crossings are vital lifelines, and their closures reverse the gains in humanitarian access achieved in recent weeks. So let me be clear. The Rafah crossing must be reopened now. There can be no further delay. Again, lives depend on it.
In his response, Israel's UN ambassador Gilad Erdan said Israel is only in Rafah to defeat Hamas and that no country seeks to avoid an operation in Rafah more than Israel.
Israel entered Gaza to bring our hostages home and to ensure that Hamas cannot pose a threat to Israelis. It is that simple. We didn't want to be in Gaza. We don't want to be in Gaza. We have no intentions to stay in Gaza. This is only about saving lives and defending our future from a terror organization. And what is the focus here today? To again give the terrorists immunity. So, colleagues,
the Israeli army said Monday that the bodies of 4 hostages retrieved from Gaza last week were found in tunnels under Jabalia, where troops had been engaged in fierce fighting in recent days.